All right, guys, so let's help this poor guy out because apparently he just doesn't read the Bible.
Before I make this video, I just want to say nothing but love for my brother Darren, right? I have a huge amount of respect for you, man. But you made a reply video to me, so now I'm going to make one back to yourself.
Spoke directly to God in the garden, correct? God spoke directly to Noah. In Genesis chapter 6, verse 13, it says, and God said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me. God appeared and spoke to Abraham directly. Genesis chapter 12, verse 1, now the Lord had said to Abraham, get out of your country and from your father's house. God spoke to David directly and through the inspiration of his spirit. God spoke directly and personally to and through Isaiah. Jeremiah, God spoke directly to Jeremiah and touched him personally. Then he has the nerve to say Jesus didn't see God face to face, when Jesus said no one has seen God at any time except he who has descended from heaven, me. Jesus said in John chapter 6 verse 38, for I have come down from heaven not to do my own will but the will of him who sent me. Jesus claims to have seen God. So what are you talking about?
So we look at Exodus 33:20, right? It says, you cannot see my face, for no one may see me and live. So already there goes your claim of God appearing to previous prophets. Hence, by your standards, they're all false prophets. Come on, bro, at least read your own scriptures so you don't embarrass yourself like this. Then we've got John chapter 1 verse 18. No one has ever seen God but the one and only Son. So in this one, we can establish that God's essence was never seen directly by anyone other than the Son. But we'll get to that at the end. And communication was through angels or visions. So now I mentioned a couple of prophets. And I said, prove to me that God appeared to these prophets. And he proved various verses from the Old and New Testament, but none of them showed that God actually appeared to these prophets. So you didn't really prove anything. Adam, it says in chapter 3 verse 8 to 9, and they heard the voice of the Lord. So God himself didn't appear to Adam, it was a voice. Noah, Genesis 6:13. Then God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to all people. No claim of direct face-to-face speech. And whenever in biblical context, whenever it says God said, it refers that an angel spoke. Genesis 31:12 says God's words came through an angel, right? Then we move on to Abraham. Acts chapter 7, verse 2, verse 30, verse 35, verse 38, verse 53. The laws and revelations were spoken by angels upon Abraham. David, 2 Samuel 23:2, the Spirit of the Lord spoke to me. So God didn't come face to face with David, nor did he even speak to him directly. The Spirit of God spoke to David, right? And finally, Jesus, John chapter 5, verse 37, Jesus says, and the Father himself who sent me has testified of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time. So Jesus has just refuted the entire concept, nor seen his form. So no one's seen the form of God. Luke 22:43, an angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him. Who? Jesus. An angel, not God himself. So Jesus, peace be upon him, supplicated to God, not spoke to him face to face. Galatians chapter 3 verse 19, the law was given through angels and entrusted to be a mediator. We look here, Justin Martyr in the 2nd century, a dialogue with Trypho, chapter 56, it says, the one who appeared to Abraham, to Jacob, and to Moses was not the father, but his angel. So God didn't appear to all these prophets. So according to your logic, all these prophets are false prophets.
If there is a, what's that word?
If there is a prophet among you,
I, the Lord, make what? What's that word?
myself known to him.
Does that mean I send mediation? I send an angel? I send Gabriel? No. He says, I, the Lord, make myself known.
So God didn't appear to all these prophets. So according to your logic, all these prophets are false prophets. Now let's move on to the Prophet Muhammad.
First of all, you're Shia, not Sunni. Because if you actually read some of the hadiths, which you don't believe in, by the way, because even Aisha in Sahih Muslim 177 doesn't even agree with you concerning the night journey.
Whether you're using Aisha as a rebuttal against the Shia, you're being serious. Like 2 weeks ago, I joined your live. I was on it for about 3 hours and I thoroughly explained to you why we as Shia reject Aisha and don't accept anything that she said. And I proved to you that she was a liar. And then you're going to use a narration of Aisha as a response to me? Like, come on, bro. What are you doing, man? This is pathetic, man. The ascension, as mentioned in the Holy Quran, was a physical one, right? It wasn't a dream or a vision. And Aisha's words are not taken anyway, right? Because the Quran in Surah Isra, chapter 17, verse 1 says what? Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, glory be to the one who took his servant. So not his soul, not his spirit, not a dream. He physically took his servant on this ascension. From where? From Masjid al-Haram to the Masjid al-Aqsa. So if God is saying he took his servant on this journey, then that means Aisha is lying.
Because even Aisha in Sahih Muslim 177 doesn't even agree with you concerning the night journey.
And to be honest, my brother, I don't really care if Aisha agrees with me or not. I disagree with Aisha on a lot of things as well. And she also goes against the Quran. And regarding the ascension, Jibreel stopped at Sidratul Muntaha. He stopped at the tree. He didn't go any further. And only the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family went further. No Gabriel. So Aisha is a liar. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to the Holy Messenger via his voice. There was no angel. There was no intermediary. There was a curtain. There was God. And there was Muhammad. And that's it. So my brother, look down. You know what I'm about to do? Unfortunately, we don't have Tiger with us here, but I think you can do the honors yourself. Find a trash bag, get inside it, zip it up.